everyone, and welcome to another episode of Inappropriately Funny, our podcast where we talk about a lot, about nothing, about this, about that, or whatever. But today we got a pretty cool guest, man. You know what I mean? NHL 94. What were you doing in 1994, Billy?
I was my first year in the Navy.
Holy smokes, dude. All right.
But I'll tell you what I was doing. I was playing NHL 94, man.
NHL 94, man. Great segue. Great segue.
Loved it.
So we got NHL. We got Darrell Sampson on NHL 94. He's going to tell you all about it, man. He's a hockey fan. He is from
Toronto,
Saskatchewan, or whatever. Yeah. So without further ado, I don't want to mess all this stuff up. I don't want to cause like some sort of country. You know what I mean? Like turmoil here. We got enough going on, but
sorry, we got a new friend across the pond.
We do got a new friend across the pond. Now we're reaching out to our neighbors up north. I love it. So without further ado, my man Darrell, welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me. Yeah, I'm from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. So say that 5 times fast.
Darrell, I can't say it once.
No, you can't.
You listen to the podcast. I can't imagine when they're like, "What? This guy's like." They're good.
Wait, so what is it? Say it again.
Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
Now, who thought about putting that together?
Yeah,
you know,
as a kid, can you imagine like first, third grade? You're like, where are you from, Darry? Like, oh fuck, man, Saskatoon. You're rolling. I'm like, I would have probably left the country then. I'd be an American.
So what is the closest, I guess, city that we would know up there?
Yeah, I was just trying to think about that. I think we're just north of Montana.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Yeah,
nice.
it's actually I'm from Halifax on Nova Scotia, which is right on the East Coast. That's where I grew up.
Nice.
My wife's from here, so I've been living out here for the last 15 years.
Okay.
Probably not a place that you want to visit in the wintertime because it gets down to about minus 50 at times, which is that's Celsius. And I think it's probably about the same Fahrenheit. So yeah, you don't want to go out on those days.
Well, what do you do? Like, you guys just stay inside? I mean,
stay inside.
So it's funny you say that. When I was in the Navy, I did my boot camp in the Great Lakes, and it was November. I went right after Thanksgiving. Minus 80 with the wind chill.
Come on, dude.
They called it like black flag. You weren't allowed out. You weren't allowed to do. So we would work out always in the dorms and shit like that. I'm like, I reevaluated my whole life at that point. Like, what the fuck are you doing, man?
Yeah.
Minus 80. You know what I mean?
Oh man, I can't imagine that. I mean, when people go to work here, it's like you're literally dressing just to get from your car to the building, and they're building back to the car. You don't want to spend any time outside at all when it gets that cold. So
yeah, that's ridiculous. Now, how long does that last? How long does that cold weather last like that?
Usually those kind of snaps are usually just for a few days. We get it maybe once or twice a year. But still, I mean, minus 30 is probably an average temperature for like January, February.
Wow. You're a good man. You're a good man.
I don't know if you know it or not, but there's a place called Key West, Florida. All right, where it's about 85 degrees all year round, bro. You may want to look
at it. I've been to Key West.
There you go, dude.
Yeah.
There you go, man.
Hop on the Panthers bandwagon.
Yeah, dude. It's nice, man. So, that's great, man. Well, we appreciate you you coming on with us, man. Like I said, we're just hanging out. And so tell us a little bit about NHL 94. What do you do? What it's all about, and like how people can get involved and do what you do or whatever, man.
Yeah, you know what, we have a pretty large community. It's a I call it like a cult community. People that just love the game online, and there are tons of things that are going on. There's online leagues. There are tournaments that are live tournaments. There are online tournaments.
Okay.
And what I do specifically, I would say, is I spend a lot of time running the social media accounts.
Okay.
So on Twitter, Instagram, I got a Facebook group, that kind of thing. And we just kind of promote this type of thing. And you know what? The website, NHL94.com, is run by a guy named Evan Eldridge. He's based out of New York.
Okay.
And it's been around for 20 years. And so there have been online leagues going on for 20 years, and there are still people that are finding out about it, and still people joining today. It's free.
I just found out. Well, I just found out, and I said to Doug, as soon as I saw, I'm like, this is fucking awesome. Well, first of all, I got to tell him how I reach out to you.
Yeah.
I'm going through our things. So I reach out to Darrell and I say, hey man, would you be interested? We're doing, we got doing a couple episodes. We got some 80s episodes, and he's right away hit, well, I mean, yeah, I'll come on, but I don't know what NHL 94 has to do with the 80s. And I'm like, so Darrell got to kind of catch a little glimpse into me right off the bat. He's like, all right, this guy's going to be fun. But that's Bill.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it's right in the title, NHL 94.
Yeah, 94.
Whatever, yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's awesome, man. So this whole thing is around the video game NHL 94, yes?
Yeah.
Specifically. Now there's two versions of the game. There's one on Sega Genesis, which I would say most Americans are familiar with.
Yeah, that's the one I had. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'll tell you a little bit about that in a second. A Super Nintendo one is the other version of it. Now, there's actually many differences between the two versions. Some people just think it's the same game. Like today, you play NHL, whatever it is, 26 now.
Yeah,
it's the same game whether it's on PlayStation or Xbox. There's basically no differences. But these games were done by different what's the word I'm looking for? Different creators, I guess you could say. And so they're not the same game. There's lots of differences between them. You actually, when you're looking at them side by side, you can clearly see the differences. So it's interesting because some guys can be really good at the Sega Genesis, but if they try Super Nintendo, they're not as good, and vice versa.
That's how I was, honestly.
Yeah.
I got into the Super Nintendo a little bit. You know what I mean? Like I said, I was getting in my 20s, so I didn't play. You started going out and shit like this. But, like before we would pregame where 12 of us would be together. And before we went out to like bars and trying to pick up girls and this shit,
it didn't work.
Yeah.
That's
so then we ended up coming back and fucking finishing the tournament. No, but we would all sit around. I mean, it was great. Like between that, Tecmo Bowl, RBI, and not for nothing. As soon as the NHL 94, I got a beer fridge in here that got like a Lindros pixelated sticker of that, and the Lemieux. I was a huge Lemieux fan. I just thought, man, as soon as I saw that, I'm like, I literally went right back to that time. I'm like, that was so fucking great, man. You took us back, like you said, and I can't believe it. Then I went on the website and I'm checking out and I saw the stats and the stand. Like that was me. I was a kid writing stats that when I, with original, like you go back to even Nintendo with Blades of Steel. I was always a huge hockey guy, man. Loved hockey.
So that's huge up there. I mean, obviously Canada is your I guess we'll call it your national pastime. Yes.
It's our national religion probably too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. I get it.
So like everybody, growing up, obviously we play baseball, basketball, football, obviously there are like a major ones and then there's, other sports. So like growing up, everyone, I'll say like in Canada, that's usually what you guys gravitate to. Yes. Is your hockey?
I played two sports. I was baseball in the summer, hockey in the winter. So, but I mean, Canada's pretty diverse in a lot of, hockey. Yeah, there's no question that hockey is our number one sport, but there's lacrosse, football has grown significantly. And, basketball because of the Raptors. With them winning, you see a lot more Canadian basketball players in the NBA now. And I think it's because of the Toronto Raptors and some of the success that they've had. I mean, they won the title there a few years back, but no question, hockey is right now is probably the number one sport in terms of I would say fan following, but soccer has actually grown quite a bit here in the country as well.
Oh, get out!
Yeah.
Really? Oh, okay.
It's cheaper to play. So, hockey's expensive. You got to.
No doubt.
You want to put your kids through that. You're especially at a high level. You're probably paying $10,000 a year or more. Whereas soccer's pretty cheap. So.
Yeah, it's funny you say that, man. I bought my cousin Gil's son a Learn to Skate at the Ed Snyder Youth Flyer Skate Zone for whatever it was, a Christmas present, $75. So anyway, like 10 years after that, he says, "Hey, thanks, man. How much did that cost you?" I'm like, $75. Well, it cost us about $17,000 between travel and the sticks. I laugh when we played hockey as a kid. You had that cheap Milik sticks with the blade that you could friggin' and sticks at the most for like $20. Now you're talking the graphite that they weigh as light as a feather. the bend, the torque on a shot now. I'm like, holy shit, man.
Yeah.
I know you want to. It's crazy now when I think about it. How sticks, you get it for $20, and now you're gonna. I mean, it's 30 years later, and you pay $300 or $400, whatever, for one of those. If you want to pay that kind of money, it's pretty crazy how it's changed.
Oh my God, yeah.
Tough guy sport. I'd be on the bench crying when my stick broke. Well, it's going to kill me.
Oh man! So did you guys play ice hockey growing up then?
So we did. I mean, like you said, so we're from New Jersey. Bill's from Philadelphia, which is right across the across the river, and it gets cold here in the winters. I mean, not nearly as cold as, where it gets up where you're at, but I mean, enough where the ponds and everything like that freeze around here. And then, both Bill and I were in like a men's league when we got a little bit older, you know what I mean? Until we realized that, well, we have jobs and families and shit like that. And, we couldn't do that because, guys were getting injured and fights and missing teeth. I'm like, we're done with this. You know what I mean? So,
we had roller hockey was real. We had big roller hockey leagues.
Street hockey too was big up here as well.
It was never a big foot hockey league. I did play in one, but it's funny. You go back and it's just, I played in a foot hockey league when I was 40. And that's why I said to the wife first game, I'm like, I'm not wearing no helmet. I got hit in the head with a ball, this, that. I'm like, holy shit, man. Yeah. Your knees, you're coming home cut up, you're beat up. I'm like, how about you? Did you play ice hockey?
Yeah.
I just wanted to ask you about foot hockey. Is that like we call it ball hockey here?
Yeah, it was ball hockey. Okay, same thing.
Yeah, same thing. Or we would call it like street hockey or something like that because you'd be either playing the street or on with sneakers. I mean, you didn't have any, whatever. So
the roller hockey leagues we played in back then had the old Milek. Remember the old Milek pucks? Like, yeah, man, they were freaking.
So Del, did you guys like play like?
I played a lot of ice hockey growing up.
Okay.
I probably stopped at around the age of, early 20s, mostly because leagues at that time for guys my age, you had to be pretty good. And I wasn't a good hockey player growing up. I usually played either at the lowest level or maybe one level above the lowest level. So, so after that, it became less fun. I mean, maybe someday I'll get back into it. And then I kind of moved into ball hockey. So I played in men's league for a number of years.
Oh, cool, man.
Yeah, so it was a lot of fun. It's kind of interesting about hockey, though, of how much it's changed because playing when I was 14, 15, there was some pretty old barns that we'd go into, and we're talking playing in a rink in the 90s where it's not glass, it's a chain link fence around the board.
Yeah.
And
that's
so
funny,
you get checked into that. Or if any of your skin rubs along the chain link fence, I still remember that, and that was terrible to experience.
That's awesome. Funny. We played in a league in Philadelphia where I seen the guy. It used to be called the Fishtown Rec. Since then, the Flyers hockey redid the whole rink for the kids and all this shit. But anyway, back then, I seen a guy and it was checking. There'd be fighting. We grew up in the Broad Street Bully era, so of course you'd drive down, see kids playing hockey, they're fight, right away. And you don't be friends yet. That's one thing I love about hockey. The minute the game's over, everybody's shaking hands. It's, you know what I mean? You move on. But I seen a guy get checked through the boards. We had a rinkety rink back then. And the whole friggin' board went, man. We fell through it. Then you just had to kind of like put shit up to block it to kind of keep the puck staying in there.
Awesome, man. So, Darrell, how did you decide? How did you guys decide to start like NHL like 94, and what is the significance of like the 94 game? You know what I mean? NHL 94.
Yeah, you know what? It's always interesting because I get this question asked. Anybody that talks to me about it, they want to know why, and sometimes I find it hard to answer because the answer that I would first give is what Mark Lesser had said. Mark's one of the programmers. He's the one that programmed Sega Genesis. NHL 94, and he did an interview, and the one thing he said in it was he said it's the first time that people felt like they were playing a real hockey game.
Oh yeah.
And I kind of thought to myself, I don't know if you could answer it much better than that.
Yeah.
But when you look at the history of hockey games, like you mentioned, like there's Blades of Steel and ice hockey on Nintendo. Right. And then it evolved to Sega Genesis, where the first game they had was in '92 called NHL Hockey.
Yeah.
First time I saw that game, that just blew me away. And I don't know how many times my brothers and I we didn't have a Sega Genesis, so we were always renting it every weekend and renting that game every weekend. I probably spent more money. Should have just bought the stuff from the beginning. But so we played that a ton. And then, of course, 93 came out. That was the one that had, on Sega, it had the fighting, it had the blood.
Oh, yeah.
It's the one that gets referenced in the movie Swingers. They say it's 94, but they're actually playing 93.
I got it.
Nice.
And then when we moved to 94, a lot of things came together because 92 only had the teams and 93 only had the player names. They didn't have the teams. So 94, they got the licensing for both the NHLPA and the NHL team licenses. So it was nice now to have everything all together. It was the first time they did one-timers in the game. The manual goalie control was the first time. So all those features are still, in my opinion, the best features of the game and still makes it what's great to play today. Like this game has lasted 30 years. You can still pick it up and have a lot of fun, which is amazing to me that it's still a thing.
Oh, listen, I love, like you said.
Yeah, and that was for us too. I'm like, dude, 94. I'm like, because obviously the games just kind of, I mean, they're almost, they look so realistic. It's like you're watching a game, a football game. If you're playing on like Madden or whatever, it's unbelievable. You know what I mean? But so I guess that's a pretty good segue into like the next question is like these tournaments. Are they made up of like guys like my age, or are they young guys, old guys, or girls, or whatever?
That's awesome.
Guys like your age, my age, and even like, I would say it's probably because of the era. I'm thinking it came out in 94. So, most kids that started playing were probably, 5, 6, 7. But we get people at our tournament anywhere between, I'd say, the age of 35 up to 60.
Yeah.
Because it was their era. It was So and these tournaments that I organize, they're so much fun. Like when people come to them, and we actually have it set up too, so that when you come and play, there's two options for you. There's an option where we have for newer guys that haven't played in a long time, it's a cheaper option just to get people to come in and play. Those guys like that. And then we have play against the best, where you get, if you think you're good enough and you want to play against the best players, then we have that option as well. So both sets of groups, they really love it. And what we find too is the people that come and play in the new one and then win, and they realize, I think I'm actually really good enough. The next year, I want to play against the best players. So we kind of do it like that to make it fun for everybody, because, we know that there are people that love this game. And why I say that, it is the only hockey game that outsold Madden series.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm telling you, this was iconic. It really, like I said, iconic, man. This was the original, our era. This was Madden. You know what I mean? This was the biggest game going.
Wow.
Yeah, it was. It was bigger than Madden. It was the only time it was bigger than Madden, which is crazy to think about. Like now, Madden it destroys how many sales that they get over NHL. But like that was the one year that it beat out Madden. And
that's cool.
Yeah, these tournaments that we do, they're a ton of fun.
Well, and I saw you've of course you had a couple in Toronto, Vancouver, but the one I want to hear about, man, Vegas. You still wanted Vegas. How was Vegas, man? Did some of the boys not show up? Did what happened? Can you talk about Vegas? What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Can you talk about it?
Vegas was the second. That was our second big tournament, and the guy that was he was doing a documentary on the game. His name is Mikey McBride.
Okay.
He was doing a documentary on the game, and he interviewed like lots of former players, lots of former developers, a whole bunch of people. Yeah. And so he wanted to, his big thing was to play it that weekend, his first showing of the event. And that's why we had held it there. So it was held at the Downtown Grand, which, again, I'm trying to remember a little bit about Las Vegas. There's like a new Vegas and an old Vegas, I think.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
I think this was on the old strip, if I remember correctly. But it was an awesome venue. They were trying to build up their esports, whatever you want to call it, sort of thing. And so, hey, could we have our tournament there? Yeah. So we went down there. There was I think we had about 60 guys show up for this for that weekend, and it was a lot of fun. We had it streamed online. the people that were hosting it. They couldn't believe that there was this cult following, that people were literally willing to travel from everywhere. I mean, there was only one local guy that showed up. Everybody else had traveled to go to this.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if you hold it in certain venues, like maybe if you had it, in some freezing part of Canada, maybe you know what I mean? It's like, hold on. But if you say Vegas, oh shit, yeah, I'm heading there too. Yeah. Oh, by the way, let's play, man. That's cool, man. Good for you guys, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, it was neat. We had a guy from ESPN. He's now one of their NHL commentators. Well, their I guess Sports Center. Arda Ocal was there too. So it was awesome. Kind of neat to have him there and do a little bit of commentary part of it. Yeah. Unfortunately, that was also the same weekend that terrible thing happened, that shooting at the hotel that happened.
Oh, geez.
That was the same weekend?
Same weekend. I remember I was flying back. I had just left the airport just probably about an hour before they had closed it down. So I was completely unaware that what was going on. My flight actually got diverted to Vancouver first. I can't remember what happened. There was some kind of change, which was unexpected. So I went to Vancouver and I didn't get home. And obviously my wife knew where I was. But next thing I know, my phone was blowing up at about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. I was getting texts from everybody because a lot of people knew that I was in Vegas that weekend, and they just wanted to see how I was.
Sure, of course.
So, I mean, I had to, just tell them, it's like, hey, no, I didn't even know about this. I'm in Vancouver. Wow. I'm safe and everything like that. But there was a few guys that were at that hotel, not at the concert. They were at the hotel or in and near the hotel. So when all that was going down, I remember their stories of they were pretty scared. They all ran into a gas station, I think, and they just stayed there until the police showed up. To say that everything was okay, but because they had heard the gunshots happen.
Oh, wow!
But they were on the other side of the hotel, so all they saw was people running out, and they didn't really. I mean, you just don't know, right? Because you don't know. They thought they were in immediate danger. Fortunately, they weren't, but you don't know that at the time.
No, of course.
Anyways, that was another part to that weekend that was pretty.
That's crazy, man.
Event.
That's unbelievable, man.
Yeah, that is crazy. Well, I mean, thank God. I mean, you and as many people as possible were okay. Unfortunately, there was a lot of folks who did lose their lives and senselessly. But unfortunately, what a terrible tragedy. But that's crazy. I mean, like you said, the odds of that happening, man, it's weird, right? I mean,
it actually makes me not want to go to Vegas again.
Dude,
I know I had nothing to do with it, but it just it's on the back of your head.
Right.
It happened. Yeah. Holy smokes, man. That's not. So now these tournaments,
we got the bumper sticker real quick. What happens if Vegas blows?
yeah. He's like, what happens
Vegas?
Ain't going back there. Fuck that.
Let me ask you real quick. Hold on. How do you think the Vegas Knights are doing attendance? I know they had a good run. That how do you think they're doing? Like I always wondered, like some of these teams, the expansion teams that come in, like it used to drive me fucking nuts to see Tampa Bay Lightning win the cup and open seats in the arena. Like I'm like, come on, man. Like,
yeah, you know what? I mean, that's an interesting topic. That was the first year that Vegas actually came in existence when we were there. So
okay,
they were just doing exhibition games. So obviously we went to, I think it was called T-Mobile Arena. I don't know what it's called now. It's still called. Went and saw a game there. They were playing Penguins. So I got to see Crosby, which was pretty cool.
Nice.
And I remember I think it was sold out. It seemed like it was a full crowd. And this was for next Michigan. I mean, obviously it's their first year too. But one thing I do remember was listening. I mean, I'm a hockey fan. I know the rules. And then when you listen to people that don't know hockey, and they're talking each game and they're wondering why that happened, and you just want to say like, no, this is not why.
Yeah. That's fucking funny.
Let me tell you what icing is, please.
Yeah. That's stupid. Why'd they blow the whistle? Yeah. Let them play. Yeah.
I mean, I'm Canadian. Maybe I'm too nice to just sit around and tell people, but it irritated me the whole game listening to it.
That's great. That's great, man.
So
that's funny, yeah.
And I remember so going back to your thing about attendance, like when Carolina won the cup, I had a friend of mine, she went down to Carolina on the day, game 7, and walked up to the gate and got tickets.
It drives me nuts, man.
On game day for games.
We're like 52 years from the Flyers winning a cup. We've been to a couple, but I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? All these teams.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just, and listen, I love the Phillies. I'm a diehard, which your Toronto Blue Jays broke my heart. I still see Joe Carter running around that was like an event that I could talk to people around here. And do you remember where you were when fucking Joe Carter hit the home run? Like, people still remember where they were. But now, like, you know what though? I miss hockey. Remember they used to have the hockey night, and Wednesday nights were hockey night, and the Colorado Detroit games would be fucking bloodbath. Like, oh man, I wish hockey got back there. You know what I mean? For us, at least, it might be that way in Canada, but for over here, hockey's, I don't want to say dying sport, but it's not like at the top of the echelon anymore. You know, where it used to be.
Yeah. You know what? I can't speak for the United States. All I know is that, like, when I think about Bettman, he wants to continuously expand in the U.S. And I know that irritates a lot of people, especially Canadians, because you know what? We want our Quebec Nordiques back, right? And that's, I can't imagine Quebec is ever going to get a team back. I kind of get why the U.S. is doing it, because yes, the NHL has 32 teams, but there's only 25 American teams. Yeah. Whereas you look at every other sport, there's 29 or 30 or 32, whatever. So I get that. That's probably why they want to try and hit all those markets. Now, in terms of like the roughness and toughness, I don't mind it today. I kind of like to see it every once in a while. Going back to the days where you were trying to watch a game and then all it was fighting.
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
It's almost like there's got to be a nice balance of when how many fights there are and how much stuff there is versus not that. So, I mean, today I think it's okay. Although I don't know if you saw the highlight just from last night, Brad Marchand and a guy from Buffalo, I can't remember, one of the defensemen there, that he hit him in the back, and then Marchand went over and was cross-check him and jolted him on the ground. And then I thought to myself, like, if this was in the 90s, somebody would have just taken Marchand to town. But
you ain't kidding.
The guys piled in, but I mean, it didn't happen.
No, the next shift, that would have got addressed.
Yeah, that's exactly. And I don't believe that it did. So it's different.
Yeah. I think it's like every sport, I think, has become, and we were talking about this before, man. It feels like every sport is starting to become like, all right, man, listen, this is where we got to shift away to gain like viewership. It's not necessarily about what's on the ice or what's on the field. It's about how do we promote this game? And it's more of a business. And we were talking about like football and how they're just so much more, business oriented. And like the product you put on the field is like secondary, or like baseball. Like you watch all of these guys, and again, I'm a little bit older, but I'm like, the fact of the matter is pitchers hate to throw inside now, and pitchers, don't want to do this, and then they got the oven mitts they wear, and every batter. You know what I mean?
Oh, I forgot about the oven mitts. Yeah, how fucking great is that, right?
I didn't know that's what they called them. But
that's what we called them. Yeah.
They're like oven mitts, man. I'm like, what are you doing, dude? Like, what are you
fucking guys getting home and taking out a cake?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, dude, like you've been playing baseball since you were a kid, and all of a sudden, like now you need oven mitts to protect your finger. Like, come on, dude. Like, stop with that. Or like if a guy draws a walk, it takes him like 7 minutes to take off.
To get undressed.
I'm like, dude, what are we doing? You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like, like with the pitch clock or I don't know, man. And I think hockey might be kind of falling into that. It's like, all right, well, it's so much more like you were talking about the expansion. It's like, it's more of a business on how we're drawing money and revenue and less about, like what is actually on the field. And the rule changes are like designed to create more business, not necessarily make the game better, but to create more business. You know what I mean? And I maybe you might be able to allude to that. Maybe hockey's falling into that same thing. I don't know.
I love what you said too, because when you think back to the 90s and the 80s with the speed of the game today is, my wife's going to break my balls for saying phenomenal. I must have said phenomenal like 13 times last episode, but Anyway, the speed of the game and what they can do, and like the skill of the game as opposed to, I mean, I know Gretzky those guys were, but after Gretzky, maybe Sidney Crosby, but today every fucking player can do these things now. Like, you know what I mean? The Michigan, this, that, like you're like, holy shit, what they can do with these pucks today is just amazing. You know what I mean? I'm just baffled watching players today. Like, holy shit. Like you think even us playing in a men's league today. And I'm like, it was just skate pass. Like your big, was the slap shot or a one-timer, and occasionally a guy had a great wrist shot. Like there was no fancy shit back then. It was just this guy could put a fucking bullet through your chest with a shot, or you know what I mean, or pick a corner. Now these guys could do everything with. Like I'm like, just why with the speed of the game, I'm like, holy shit, man! Like what they can do with the puck's amazing.
Can I share a story?
Yeah,
absolutely, dude.
It's just it just made me think of something when you said taking a shot and putting it through someone's chest. So I used to work on a TV show called Trailer Park Boys, and one of the producers, he was drafted by the Islanders back in the 80s. He was a goaltender, and his name was Michael Volpe. And I said, well, tell me what that was like going to training camp, seeing all those. Because this was just like during
the Islanders. That was their era.
That was their era. And I said, like, what was that like? And he said, all I remember is that Mike Bossy would score on me every single time he came down, except for the one time he didn't. And he said, I swear to God, my chest hurt for like a week.
Oh, yeah.
He said he took one right on the chest. He said it hurt. Like maybe the padding is not that great either back then, but it just reminded me of that. And it was almost like that was his favorite moment because that was the only experience he had got. He never made it to the NHL. Yeah. It just made me think of that. And you're going back to the old hockey days. And
I would have kept the fucking puck. He should have kept the puck. So,
yeah.
This fucking puck, Mike Bossy hit me with a blistering. But no, even in that though, the 80s. When I was calling you about the 80s, when we were looking it up, the Islanders and Edmonton owned the 80s, man. Yeah. Edmonton broke my heart too. Listen, I know Gretzky's great. Twice. I hated Gretzky up until probably, no lie, 3 years ago. I seen him. He's such a fucking nice guy. It's hard to hate him. I just hate him because I remember as a kid standing during the national anthem. Like I would be so into it, and they broke my fucking heart. I'm like, but that Hall of Fame team, Jesus, that Edmonton Oilers team, man. I think almost everybody on that roster almost is in the fucking Hall of Fame. Yeah.
There was one year they had 9 guys in the All-Star game. It was crazy.
Messier was the backup center.
Do you want to see if you can name them all? I'm trying to think of them. So obviously,
I'll tell you what. I bet you figure Grant Fuhr.
Yeah, he was one of them.
Esa Tikkanen. Yari Curry.
Curry was there.
Messier, Gretzky.
Yeah.
Paul Coffey.
I was going to say, who's the defenseman?
Paul Coffey. Fucking great.
Kevin Lowe.
Yeah. Yep. Kevin Lowe.
And Glenn Anderson.
Glenn Anderson. I always forget Glenn Anderson. And that's another guy. Like there's a guy you forget who was a fucking stud. You forget about him because you just keep rattling off names. You imagine the other 4 guys on that team, like, what the fuck, man?
that's basically half the roster almost.
Oh, yeah. And their backup goalie was like Andy Moog or Bill Ranford. Like at that time, they had another stud backup goalie. It was Grant Fuhr. And I'm like, these fucking guys. Yeah, man, they were good. The Flyers really had no business being in the cup with them to begin with. They took him 7 games. Hextall played his fucking ass off that year. And
I think Andy Moog was there too.
Andy Moog.
It might have been him instead of Tikkanen. I can't remember, but it was crazy. I remember seeing that picture of Glenn Sear that was a coach, obviously, too. But anyways.
That is crazy. Yeah. So these tournaments, Darrell, like are they money? Like do you win money, or is it more like bragging rights, or is it more like like you get like a?
And what type of trophies do you have? You got to tell us. I did see something or hear maybe on a podcast about maybe in regard to your losing the puke, maybe something to that. Right? Am I wrong?
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. I'll tell you.
Listen, I only been right about 3 times on all these fucking episodes.
So to answer your question, it's kind of yes and yes. Yes, we do have cash money for the top winners because this is our World Championship tournament one. We call it King of 94.
Yeah. Okay.
So we give out cash for first, second, and third place, both on each system.
Right.
And then we also have like a mid-tier tournament So all those guys that let me back up a second. All the guys that register for the ones where you can play against the best, we do a round robin for that. And then depending on how you do in the round robin, you either end up in the top tier bracket, the mid tier bracket, or the bottom tier bracket. So the top tier bracket, the guys that win, they're crowned King of 94, they win cash, etc. The mid tier that we do is called the Duke of 94. And so the winners of that, they get some really nice prizes and a trophy. And then the bottom one, this is kind of a bit more of a joke, but we called it the Puke of 94, the bottom tier guys. It has kind of a double meaning. There's a player in the game called Vladimir Zelepukin.
Yeah. Valley, yeah, I remember him. Yeah.
Played on the Devils. And for the longest time, this one guy who used to play online used to always call him Puke, and I always thought that was kind of funny.
That's great.
That was his nickname for him. So he's the guy that's on that Puke of 94 trophy.
That's fucking awesome, man.
Little NHL 94 character of him. So it's kind of neat. All three levels are fun. People get to play when they get to the playoffs. They're playing against guys their own tier, and they really enjoy it. And they're all playing for something. So
that's pretty cool, man. So who was your favorite player or team growing up?
Oh yeah,
Bure and the Canucks. I'm still a hardcore Canucks fan. Yeah, okay. I mean, I know you guys are talking about being a hardcore Philly fan, and it's been a while since you won something. Well, I haven't won anything.
Yeah,
there you go.
Listen, I contradict myself because my two favorite teams were Philadelphia and Pittsburgh, and my buddy from New York used to say, you can't fucking like Pittsburgh, and you at least got to do an East and West. You pick two teams in the same fucking. I'm like, I love Lemieux. I love Lemieux. Right. I loved Coffey. I loved Yager. I love, I loved when they got Ron Francis from the. I'm like, holy shit, we got Ron. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. If they played each other in playoffs, I'm gonna, want Philly to win because it's been so fucking long. Yeah. But I just loved that Penguin era, and I still love the Penguins, but Philly's so my favorite player in the game I used to love, of course, Lemieux, 100 rating. How can't you? I loved Roenick. Roenick was great. I'll tell you, it's funny. Me and Doug, we're going through the rosters. I love when you look back because, like you said, too, even before expansion and free agents, you knew every roster of every team. Yeah. And I just looked at Paul Coffey's on Detroit. I don't even remember him being on Detroit. I'm like, I'm like, holy shit. Some of the guys, like the Dino system. You crack up. You look at these rosters back in there. I'm like, I didn't even know that guy fucking played Brian Bellows. I always remember him on Minnesota's North Star, and he's on a different roster in this game. I'm like, holy shit, man. Like, you just forget,
Yeah.
That's another thing that's actually special about this game is that year, 92, 93, in the NHL, it's probably, in my opinion, it may be considered the best NHL season ever. It had the most 100-point players. Yeah. It had the most 50-goal scorers. And when you look through the roster of the game, how many of these guys are in the Hall of Fame? It's crazy.
Yeah.
So I also think about that too, of what made the game so spectacular. You have all these superstars that people still resonate with, playing it too. So
yeah,
that's awesome.
So now are you like a gamer? Like, do you yourself, like, do you play like video games still? And like,
I do. Yeah.
That's awesome. No, that's cool, man.
I play a little bit of everything, but I mostly like hockey games. But there's a game.
You're from Canada.
There's a game called Red Dead Redemption 2. It's probably
my kid plays that. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Probably my second favorite game of all time, and that's on the PlayStation. So
cool.
We still got the kids here. We still got like the Nintendo Switch 2 and the PlayStation, all that kind of stuff. So I dabble into it every once in a while. But hockey's my favorite part of gaming. Sports, I guess sports in general, I would say.
Yeah. So you go back to like me when we start. That's what I told you. I got like a little kid. I start getting excited. I was thinking of all the Mike Tyson's Punch Out, the RBI baseball, bases loaded. I saw you guys talking about, and do you still Tecmo Bowl? But you guys, I did see maybe one of your tournaments you added in baseball too, like Ken Griffey or something. Am I wrong, or were you playing like a side tournament or something?
Yeah, we've done a few side tournaments over the year. We had Ken Griffey Jr. Baseball and Super Nintendo. We've actually done that for 4 years now.
No, nice.
And it's now the key thing about that game that's interesting is that came out the year after the Jays won the World Series.
Thank you, you son of a bitch. You had to go there.
Sorry, that was the year. That was the year that they beat Philly.
He was holding that one. He was holding that one. Darrell knows what he's talking about. Yeah.
So
that's what Philly had a softball team. We shouldn't have been there anyway.
I guess I think for people that were living in Toronto at that time, they went out and bought this game because it would have been one of the first ones to fall.
Yeah.
So a lot of guys that come to it, they're all from Toronto, big Blue Jay fans and whatnot. And we had NBA Jam tournament edition a couple of times, and
cool.
So we'd like to put on just some side tournaments.
That's awesome.
As part of it, because there all these games that there's a lot of classics.
Oh man,
you mentioned a bunch of them already, but there's a lot of classics from that era, and we're getting those guys that are coming that still like that stuff. So
that's awesome, man.
No, that's cool, man. So we just did a segment or two ago. We were talking about movies, some of our favorite movies.
Oh yeah.
And then today we were talking about hockey movies. You know what I mean? There's some hockey movies out there.
Yeah.
Do you have like a favorite hockey movie, or is it like what's big in Canada, or yourself as far as hockey movies?
I do have some favorites that may be lesser known to Americans. One of them, it was a made-for-TV series. It's called Keep Your Head Up, Don Cherry.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That one was excellent.
Okay.
And then there's another one called The Rocket. It's about Maurice Richard.
Richard, yep.
And that one is really good. I mean, obviously, I really like Miracle. I really like Slapshot, but it's those other ones that maybe are not known as well are probably the ones that I enjoy the most. Actually, Miracle, there's so many great quotes from that movie.
You kidding me?
There was.
I was talking about Youngblood. Remember Youngblood? Youngblood was fucking great, man. Mystery Alaska.
Yep.
Of course, all the kids' movies, the Mighty Ducks and shit like that. But
that's pretty cool, man. Yeah.
So let me ask you, how you think the Hanson brothers would have did in the NHL '94?
Well, I mean, probably not well because there's no fighting in NHL.
When the fighting 95?
Fighting was in it in 92 and 93. They got rid of it in 94 because the NHL said to them specifically, if you want our licensing, you got to take fighting out.
No shit.
So it was literally like a last second thing. They were considering not doing it, but then they ultimately said, no, we want the teams in there. So we'll take it out. Eventually it did come back in 96. So it was out for 95 as well. Came back in 96.
Maybe that's what I was thinking in 96 when they would lose the fight and then you'd see the guy out for the game. You're like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah.
This guy wasn't even a fighter. Why is Lemieux in a fight? Or why is this one in a fight? You know what I mean? You lose one of your best players or something.
So speaking of fighting, there's actually a guy in the community right now who has figured out how to get fighting into NHL 94. I've already seen clips of it. It's pretty darn cool. I mean, I don't know when he's going to release it. We're hoping soon, but there'll be a version now that you'll be able to play of NHL 94 that has fighting and blood in it,
that's awesome.
So
let me ask you this too. I saw, I don't know, I never ordered one, but I've seen Tecmo Bowl now. You can order Tecmo Bowl and it would have updated rosters, but the Tecmo Bowl, that style, that graphics. How cool would that be, NHL 94 with the updated rosters? You know what I mean? I think that would be awesome. I don't know if that's out there, but
it is. Yeah. Now, not on Super Nintendo, but Sega Genesis, it gets updated every year. Yeah. There's a guy who basically there is a ROM for every single NHL season going back to, I think, right to the beginning of the NHL, like 1910. Various people have created seasons for those teams. Various different ROMs that you can play all the way up to today. That's how much. Awesome. Yeah, that's how much involvement there is. With it. People are they're obsessed with it. So, yeah.
I was saying to Doug, man, we're going to have to reach out to you in maybe April or something. Yeah. And try to do something locally, where we could, even if it's just 10, 12 of our friends, but you know what I mean? And just have a tournament and have you walk us through how to set it up. I just think that would be so fucking cool, man.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I mean, I'd like to come there eventually. Maybe not within this year, like within the next year, but maybe in a couple of years or whatever.
Yeah, you have to keep us posted. I saw a cool picture you guys had with you had a Canadian, you had a handful of guys holding a Canadian flag. Mm-hmm. And then you had the handful of guys holding the American flag. And I was like,
lots
that's
of
cool.
Americans come up. Yeah.
And I saw a couple of Philadelphia guys came up to the tournament.
There's, we call them the Philly Horsemen. It was something that had started 2 years ago now. And they had found out about it, and 4 of them had decided to come out. And I made a joke just before, and I was like, "Oh, it must be like the 4 Horsemen from the WCW days." And then they showed up. They showed up with these T-shirts with their pictures of the wrestlers and their faces and all that stuff, and then called themselves the Philly Horsemen. Man. So since then, they've been coming every year, and they get T-shirts made every year as the Philly Horsemen.
That is awesome, man.
8 of them that came one year. So, I mean, if you want to have a tournament there next year, I would just pass it along to them, and I'm sure that you get a good crowd.
Yeah, no, definitely. Well, we'll stay in touch with you too. But I got to tell you, we've been bullshitting so much. We got to do our shot real quick. We do a shot every episode to try to kind of goes in a shot and a beer. This is empty, but I love the can. I can't get it no more. Keith Jones. We got Jonesy here.
Yeah. And this is stick toss. So we try them. We try different beers, that are either from the area, not from the area. So we're going to try this. I don't know. Now, what in your area, like what is big? What kind of beers, what kind of alcohol, what kind of spirits do you folks drink up there?
Pilsner is probably the biggest one here.
Okay.
My favorite actually is it's Alexander Keith's. It is a 250-year-old beer brewed in Nova Scotia, and
shit.
It is amazing. Yeah.
Really?
You classy son of a bitch. Look at you go.
It's pretty pop. There was one time it was voted in top 3 beers in the world.
No kidding.
I don't know if it still is today, but it was. Awesome. It's pretty. It's an Indian pale ale. So that's what that's what I would drink. But
okay.
I saw the Jones. Do you know that Jones is in NHL 94? I don't know if you knew that or not.
Who, Jonesy? Yeah, he's actually the. Do
you remember what team?
President. He's the president of the Philadelphia Flyers now.
Yeah, but do you know what team he's on in the game?
Oh,
trivia!
You know what's funny? Let me take a shot.
It's not the Flyers.
No, I know. And I read his book. Believe it or not, for him being I don't want to baymouth him, but saying an average to a little better than average player, he played on some of the fucking greatest lines in hockey. So he played, I'm going to say, I don't think Colorado was in 94. So I'm going to say the Washington Capitals.
You got it.
Bang. I'm fucking good, Doug. Oh, I didn't think it was a hockey guy. Yeah. Look at you. Now, do you know all the rosters?
In the game?
I guess you've been playing for so long. Can you go, so-and-so's one here?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know them inside out, but I know a lot of them. I mean, for the most part, when we play best lines only. Yeah, so I don't get to experience much of the guys that play second and third line, but I played the game enough to probably, if you told me a name, I would know what team he's on. But I don't know them inside out. The guy that wins, he knows the game all the rosters, all their ratings, their stats. Wow. It is insane. He has won the Sega Genesis from California. He's won it 4 years in a row now. And I think he's lost like maybe 1 or 2 games total out of 60, 70, 80 games. And I mean, you guys remember playing this game. If you're playing 5-minute periods, more often than not, you can usually pull off an upset against somebody every once in a while, even if the guy's better than you, because there's so many things that can happen in a game. Your guy gets, you lose Roenick for the game, or you get a bunch of penalties and everything goes against you. But this guy, he's heads and tail above the rest of us. And so, we're trying to beat him, but it's pretty darn hard.
That's awesome.
That's awesome, man. All right. We do a shot. We're going to try this. This is for the New Jersey Devils.
Tom's River.
Yeah, Tom's River. It's up in there.
And I'm not a Devils fan. Doug is. So
I don't have a drink, but I'll be here with you.
Yeah.
That's part of what's for you.
This one's for you. It's
not bad.
Yeah, I mean, not some of the better shit we've had.
And Pink Whitney, it had a
yeah, I mean, we're on it.
tough hockey sport, but it had the hockey helmet on, so we had to do it.
Not the best. Yeah, it's Pink Whitney. I don't know why it's got a hockey helmet on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the Spit and Chicklets guys. Podcast.
Yes, yeah,
that's
yeah.
Their, is it
Barstool, right?
Yeah, is it Ryan Whitney or Ray? I can't remember. Or Ray Whitney. Ryan Whitney, right?
Yeah.
Is this it?
Yeah, that's it. He can't see it at the
yeah, I can see it a little bit.
All right, good. Well, here you go.
All right, there you go. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
That's for kids. That was
never,
the 94
I've never tried it.
That was the 94 me.
Darrell, you ain't missing shit. This is horrible. Yeah. God damn, dude. It's so bad. I'm actually going to wash it down with this with a beer. So there's a good chance we're not going to get these folks as sponsors.
Yeah.
But that said, whatever. We're honest. We're honest.
There you go. There's your highlight of this podcast.
Yeah, that tastes like shit. All right. But all right. So I guess our last thing. We'll kind of wrap it up here because we don't want you to miss the.
You know what? This has been fun.
I'm having a great time, man.
Yeah, great time. You know,
I could talk hockey and sports all day. So,
yeah,
I'm really looking forward to doing something in the future. Like you said, I think it's. I know all my friends that we would have a ball, and Doug, and we would have a ball.
We're definitely going to have you back, in different segments and stuff like that, but especially around, there's nothing better than playoff hockey. There's absolutely nothing better. I mean, baseball's cool, football playoffs are great and everything like that, but there's something about playoff hockey that, they always, promote as, it's a new season. And it absolutely is, man. Throw out the records, throw out the matchups, man. Playoff hockey there's something about playoff hockey, man. So, yeah, we're definitely going to have you back around playoff hockey. Maybe a little preview or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Predictions, something. Yeah.
That would be the first round. That first round of the playoffs is like my favorite part of the year.
There you go.
It's just so intense. I love it.
No doubt. So listen. So we're starting an all team right now, right? We're sitting around. We got paper and pen or whatever. Darrell, what is your team? What is your all-star? Everything, and it doesn't matter. I mean, like, let's you know what? From 94 on,
who's your top?
Who's your top guys? If I'm taking,
if you can make your own, your own all-star team, your Canuck team. It don't have to be all Canucks, but who would be your team? Like who would be your
from 94 on?
94 to today. Yeah,
let's start just like a starting line.
Who's your center?
Who's your center?
Oh, it's Mario. Mario's center.
All right.
My man. I know I like you. I like you.
If I could put Crosby on the wing, if I'm allowed to do that, that's what I would do. But because he's just
your team, Gary, you can do what you want.
That's your team, goddammit.
I'll try and stick by position.
Okay.
And then
he's a Canadian. They're nice people. This is what they do.
Left wing's got to be Ovechkin, no question.
Oh, Jesus.
What a cannon, man.
It's not even. Yeah.
Still doing it, by the way. Still doing it.
It's amazing to me that he just sits in the same spot and scores goals from there all the time.
They call it his office.
The team can't seem to do anything about it. They know he's there on the power play. They know he's there, and they're trying to limit him, but it's like they can't. And that's what. So
I got a question for you now. He lets it rip, and there's some guys who let it rip. He always he's set up for that one timer and lets it rip. Do you think he is just ripping it on net and hoping, and playing the law of averages? Or do you think, because like sometimes he'll go, left corner, near corner, far corner, and it always seems to find a hole. Do you think he's just ripping it, or do you think he's actually trying to pick a spot?
Oh, I think he knows where he wants to be.
Oh, yeah. I think he's the guy that put it through a sleeve in a mailbox. Yeah. I think he's just one of them. Like, I saw Crosby doing that as a kid one time. He used to use an old washer or dryer. It was open, and he'd be just in his all over, just boom, boom, boom. I'm like, this fucking kid, man.
So you think Ovechkin's he's got his spots, yeah?
Yeah, I just think if you score that many goals, you have to know who your goaltenders are and what their weaknesses are. Yeah, otherwise, you just that's what I think. So I mean, and the fact, like you said, I mean, his shot is so hard that if it's going to where he wants it, they're not stopping it. So.
Nah, Nah, that's pretty. Yeah, no, I agree, man. Like I said, but all right. So go ahead, keep going. Let's focus here.
Right wing. I think I'd have to go with Brett Hull on that one.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if there's anybody that I can think of that I would be better. I mean, he was mostly. I mean, after '94, I think he played another 7 or 8 years because he won a cup with Dallas, and I think he won a cup with Detroit too, didn't he?
I believe so. Yeah.
That one year they had
drafted him, right?
And all.
You know who drafted him?
The Flames.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. Everyone just thought he was a Blue. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he played for the Flames for I think 1 year, wasn't it? Because wasn't that part of the Dougie Gilmore trade?
Yeah, Dougie Gilmore, another stud, man.
Yeah,
I used to say Gilmauer. I used to say Doug Gilmauer.
Oh yeah. So, all right. So,
how about your defense?
Defense. Ooh, this is a good one. I Lidstrom, I think, has to be there.
Oh yeah, studs.
You know, I mean, he won so many cups and he captained Detroit for a long time. As for the other defensemen, probably Ray Bourque, but like he was kind of on the downside after '94. So I don't, maybe Chris Pronger. I'd probably put
Pronger was a stud too, game changer.
I'd probably put Pronger over Ray Bourque. If you're talking after '94, because I mean, Pronger.
Yeah, I mean, we're using that like as a time break. Like you said, you can go all the way back to whenever, but I mean, like we're just. So
I like the question. It makes me think. I like the question from '94.
How about your goalie?
I mean, normally we don't make you think.
Not that anybody's getting through that defense, but how about the goalie?
Goalie. Well, I mean, you've really got one of three goalies. It's either Hasek, Waugh, or Brodeur.
Yeah, we were just talking about Brodeur before you came on. We were talking about Brodeur.
It's you could take any one of them, but I guess when I think about guys who can just dominate one game with a terrible defense, it has to be Dominik Hasek.
Yeah, the Dominator.
Like New Jersey always had some good defensive teams. Like, not to take anything away from Brodeur, but they were built well defensively.
Yeah,
and they played that hockey that drove you fucking nuts. Remember, like, they were like the most boring team that won cups. They just played that
cup after cup after cup.
Yeah, but Hasek played on some pretty weak Buffalo teams and still got them to the cup. And his goals against was like under 2 all the time. It seemed like so.
Yeah,
I don't know, but. That's my. There you go. There's my start.
Yeah, and Hasek would make some unbelievable saves. It's like, come on, dude, how did you just do that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you would always have a highlight reel every game. It would feel like, you know what I mean? So some guys are square. They stay square to shooter. They like Marty Brodeur was like, he was never out of position. Okay, whatever. But Hasek was just like you said, because he was just picking up for his defense. I'm like, dude, how do you make that save, man? There's no way, man. So.
There's this interesting story about Hasek and Shanahan. This was when they were going to the Olympics in 2002. But if you remember, in '98, the Czech Republic had won, and they had beat Canada in a shootout, which was like a national disaster here when that happened. And so for the next 4 years, it was like, how are we going to get hockey back? There was all this talk of get Canada back on the map. It was brutal for a while. Right. But there's a story because they played on the same team in Detroit. There was Yzerman and Shanahan and Hasek, and they were all going to the Olympics in 2002. And so Shanahan told the story. They said when they were in practice, they specifically would not do certain moves that they were going to do in the Olympics against Hasek in practice. Because if it goes to a shootout, we don't want them to know.
Yeah.
Like they literally took it that serious against their own teammate.
Holy shit.
Which I thought was funny, but I mean, it kind of made sense too. So.
That's awesome.
That's thinking ahead. That's thinking ahead, man.
Now, fortunately, they didn't have to play them, and Canada was fortunate enough to win the gold that year. But it was an interesting story that I thought.
No, it is pretty neat. That's a good point. That's why we have you on, dude. A little bit of insight, man. Come on, bro.
Hey, I love these little stories that I hear about. I follow too much hockey. Maybe that's what it is.
No, it's we loved it, man. We loved having you on, dude. So listen, dude, we definitely loved having you on. We want to make this a regular segment. Definitely going to reach back out to you, man. We think it's awesome. So is there anything like you want to promote, like your the NHL 94, any websites,
Your King of
any
94
social
tournament.
media pages. Like I said, I mean, let us.
Your 10th annual King of 94. Did it pass or it's coming up? It's coming up, right?
We just had it in September.
Oh, you just had it. Okay, that's right.
Yep, we had our 10th one in September. So it's an annual thing. The next one will be sometime next fall. I haven't set a date next. But I guess for promotion, I would say check out two websites. There's NHL94.com, which has a wealth of information about the game. Can tell you how to get set up for online play. And then there's King94.com, KINGOF94.com. That's our tournament website, which has lots of cool information about it, of past tournaments and some write-ups and those kinds of things and the rules that we implement for our games. So, we want new people to come to these every year. And I find that awesome. Every time they do, they have so much fun. Like we had another crew come up from Pittsburgh this year. 4 guys came up from Pittsburgh, and they had an absolute blast. It was their first time ever coming to this tournament. And so it's not just the days of the tournament. Like even in the evening, for example, at our Airbnb, we had a 2v2 tournament. So 2 versus 2 on NHL 94 on the system. And those guys played in it. And a lot of people that travel from out of town, they just loved it. So I would say, like, if you love the game and you want to play in one of these tournaments, you will not be disappointed.
Well, listen,
the people that are there are so cool to be around. They just love chatting it up. It's all it is. It's just a bunch of guys that love playing our game, drinking a few beers, and having some meats and the day.
Don't threaten us with a good time.
You got up on that one. Yeah, hockey's cool, but the drinking beer is cool too. Yeah.
So listen, maybe me and Doug will come to next year's. And we'll take a run at the puke, though. Well, that puke's coming home.
Yeah.
I don't think we're upper echelon tournaments, but the puke.
No. Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, and like you talked about the one in April of having one set locally. Yeah. Please reach out and
no, we will. Seriously, I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
However I can to help you guys get it set up.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Well, listen, Darrell, we appreciate you coming on. We really do, man. Hopefully this is the start of a cool friendship here and everything like that. We're definitely going to reach back out to you again. Like I said, count on playoff hockey time, dude. You're going to be our guy. You're going to be our insight. You're going to be our guy,
correspondent.
Our correspondent, man. Yeah. How do folks up there and say it one more time. What is it? Bumfuck Saskatchewan?
Saskatchewan.
There it is.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Put that in an email. Put that in an email.
But when we reach out for playoff hockey, I'll know it.
You're damn right. You're damn right. We're going to have a shirt. We're going to have a shirt.
Oh, that's awesome. Thanks so much, guys. This is a lot of fun. I love it.
Absolutely, man. It's been friggin' awesome. Yep. Really looking forward to the next time we talk, pal.
Yeah, man. Good luck with everything, man. Let's talk soon. All right, brother?
You bet. Take care.
See you, my friend.
See ya.